Recording is on.
So please, once you join, do well to unmute, do well to mute yourself and cover your camera so that we could focus and learn in the shortest time that we have. Okay, you are all welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I welcome you all to our 3 day data analysis class. I'm really excited to have you all here today, and I'm glad you all took the time to join. Please confirm your location. You can go to the chat box. Just tell me the location where you are joining from so that we all know ourselves. Many people registered from Zamfara, where they are throwing bomb. A lot of people from Lagos, from Ebonyi State, from Kwara State, from Akwa Ibom. It was so overwhelming to see that people all over Nigeria actually registered. So please go to the chat box. Chat box is the fourth column from your left down below. Just go there and confirm your location. I'll be typing mine now. Okay, nobody is typing yet. I hope we've seen the chat box.
I saw something in the woods. I don't know what it was. I didn't think anybody was coming. Stop writing. That's something to worry. I'm going to keep here. I'm going to take anybody. My initial line of experimentation failed. It's just months and months dead end.
Confirm your location in the chat box, please, so that we'll get to know where we are all joining from. Okay, as I said earlier, you will see it in the fourth column. I know this is a new platform. We actually choose this platform because it's very easy. You don't need to download anything. You don't even need to log in. We can just do our thing straightforward. So confirm if you can. Someone can actually unmute and talk with me. If you've seen the chat box, you can actually open and say something there, please.
Yeah, I've seen the chat box, but I'm not able to type, so I'm trying to learn how to use it.
Okay. Um, is it restricted or what? I don't know.
Not like it's restricted. I don't know if I click that chat box, it I don't know how to navigate back to the today's um this home page. So I rather want to talk instead of typing, so I don't go off. I can't hear you.
Sorry. Okay, I'm saying someone just chatted now from Ebonyi State. That means she can actually have access to the chat box. But nevertheless, in case you want to say anything, you can actually go to the WhatsApp platform and just type your location over there so that people that have not joined can actually know we've started already. A whole lot of persons complained because of the time. We'll see what we can do about that. Maybe in the next class we are going to fix. But we'll still go ahead with the already scheduled time for this one. All right. Before we begin, I just want to say again, thank you for showing up. Whether you are completely new to data analysis or you heard about it but never really understand it, you are in the right place. You are in the right place. So feel free to ask your questions anywhere you feel that you don't understand. Anything that has been holding you back, we are right here to answer your questions. There will not be anything like heavy grammar, no confusing terms, just clear expectations with real example. That's what we are going to be making use of today. Now, I want to assure you one simple thing today. At the end of today's class, you will understand three basic things that we just want to achieve today. Number one is for you to understand what data analysis really is. Secondly, we want you to understand how it's being used in real jobs and businesses. And thirdly, how these tools and skill, how you need to learn them properly. There are a roadmap you need to follow in order to actualize all these things. So you don't need to be an expert or anything. All we just need from you is your curiosity. We need your mindset to be open and ready to learn exactly what we'll be telling you today. So the simple rules to follow is just for you to stay close to your laptop, your tab, your phones, and possibly your writing materials. If you have any questions along the line, you can actually drop them either in the chat box, in the WhatsApp, or you can write it down. Later on, we'll give you the opportunity to ask your questions so that we'll attend to them. All right. So without wasting much time, we'll just move directly to the class as I will be sharing my screen now.
Action take hold so quickly. We are very special national.
Confirm if you can hear me, please.
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you. All right, some people are already getting used to the platform. I can see your thumbs up. Thank you for that. Okay. So as I said earlier, basically today is all about introduction and foundation. In case you are meeting me for the very first time, my name is Ogbonna Solomon. I am from Ebonyi State and I am working today as a data analyst. Data analysis is something that I picked interest from for a very long time, and due to one thing or the other, I couldn't execute it, like I couldn't learn it. I couldn't do anything about it. It took me a whole lot of time before I could clear my doubt on certain things. And since I joined this race, I started learning with others. In fact, things became very easy. What takes people time, like 2 days, 3 days, a week, a month to do, with data analysis is something you can do in a day. It's something you can do in 2 days. All right. And it's very important that we share this skill so that others can as well benefit from it. So, what is data and why does it matter? That's the major questions that we will be asking. Now, we are going to be breaking it down. Firstly, data and analysis. When you are talking about data, you are just referring to piece of information. Data is information that we use in making decisions. Now, example, we can look at a sales record. Now, what is a sales record? If you have a shop or your mom has a shop, in fact, I believe everybody that does business, even down in the village, I believe they all do this. All right. If you are selling granite, you are selling gari, or you have a shop where you sell different kinds of items, you do record them down. Okay, I bought susu number today. Tomorrow, excuse me, I bought susu number today. This is the price that I sold it. This is the price it is at a particular given point in time. This is the price it is today. You keep record of
My,
all the
my
items.
guy, my guy, shut up.
Can you mute yourself, please? Francis, please, can you mute yourself? Thank you. All right, as I was saying, you keep the record of your sales, everything about your sales. If you buy 10 items today, you know when it is running down so that you could order again. You keep record of your customer list. Very, very important. You keep record of your customer list so that you know at the days there's a new thing that people do these days now. At the end of the year or at the end of a particular season, they will buy gift items and they share it to their customers. They know there are people that are their frequent customers, people that are always coming back to them. They give them these gift items. They keep all this record. These are data that is being kept. Now you go to school results, all right? You keep those record in school. You maintain those records so that you know when, even as a parent, you know when your child is doing well. You know the particular subject that this child is not doing well. All right. You look further about those details and know why that child is not doing well in that particular subject by keeping all those records. Now, WhatsApp business orders. In WhatsApp business orders, most of us sell products on WhatsApp, all right? That product that we are selling on WhatsApp, we need to also keep details of this record. If you watch what is going on online now, you see that majority of people that are being dragged online due to sales, due to not able to meet up customers' expectations, they are being dragged with their their WhatsApp record details. That's to tell you that anything you do, anything you do, data is very, very important. Now you'll be asking, all these sales data that I'm keeping, all these customer list informations that I'm keeping, all these school results that I'm keeping, why does it matter? Excuse me. Why does it matter? Let's look at sales record, for example. In the place there where I work, there was a time where we have to know why we are not getting product at a particular point in time. We have to look down into the sales record. From the sales record, you see that even if you go to any top establishment, let's say you go to ShopRite, you go to Just Right, or any establishment like that, you see that when you are done shopping, a particular person checks you out when you make your payment. Now, your details is being recorded alongside with the persons that checks you out. Those informations that are being recorded will make them trace, okay, when this person came to shop with us, you are the one that attended to this person. Maybe you were rude to this customer. That's the reason why this customer is not coming back. All right. Maybe the product this customer is buying, the customer does not like it. That's why this customer is not coming back. The sales record that you are keeping helps you to make those decisions. A lot of us that buys products online, you see that if you should go online and you want to buy, for example, you want to buy the casing of your phone. After clicking on the casing of your phone, you see that, excuse me, the algorithm online will show you another items, maybe earpiece, maybe a charger. All right. They will show you other things, AirPod, that are related to the item that you are there to buy. Now, what they just did is they make use of past people's record to determine what will be running into your mind to know the next thing that you want to buy. Another way you can understand this thing is on Facebook. If today you watch a particular pastor's preaching on Facebook and you watched it from the beginning to the end, the algorithm of Facebook will just readjust and be like, oh, I think this person likes watching this particular pastor's preaching. Tomorrow you see that when you are online and you are watching video again, another video of that pastor will pump up. That's to tell you that even online, they make use of data to determine the things that you like and you present it to you. Now, funny thing, there was a time that I was discussing with someone, excuse me, and the person said that each time he's online, that he's always seeing pictures and videos of naked people, naked ladies, people that are always, bringing those kind of content online. I just laughed because I understand the way algorithm works. I told him, Facebook is not just presenting that thing to you. Facebook is giving you exactly what you love seeing. Once you watch the first one and they suggested the second one for you, and you watched it from the beginning to the end, automatically you've told Facebook, you see this kind of content, keep on giving it to me. These are the things I love watching. But immediately you now possibly you give your life to Christ and you swap and you are now watching something good. You see that each time that content comes and you usually swipe it off, it will not really come again. Another thing that you like will keep coming. All these things are data and they really matter in our life. Now, what does a data analyst do? A lot of persons are so confused They don't really know what data analyst people, what do they do? Maybe you have your brother or in your working place, they are saying that, we really need a data analyst to really come on and help us to know what we are doing, how to navigate ourselves and all that. And you are thinking, what is actually the work of data analyst? Their work is just summarized in the general thing you are seeing on the screen now. Firstly, this is the general process of data analyst. Number one, they identify data, which is the data that you want. If there's a particular question that is being asked in the world today, if there's a particular answer that we need, that the world needs us to get, if there's a particular crisis and we are looking for how to, get to the bottom of this, let's assume the times that we are having issues with coronavirus, Ebola, and all those things, we have to know the kind of data we are looking for. In other words, we have to know the kind of information that we are looking out for. If you want to know the reason why people are not going to church today, I'll not go to know the reasons why there is hunger in the community. No, that's not the kind of information I'll be requesting for. I'll go and be looking at what do they do in church? All right. How were these people trained? What are they being taught? Which type of church do they attend? All right. What's the distance between the church to their house? These are the kind of informations I'll be getting so that I can answer that question. Why do people not go to church today? So the number one aspect is you identifying the kind of data that you want. Secondly, how do you collect this data? How you collect this data is very important. All of us will bear me witness that at one given point in time, people must have visited you either in your house or in the market, in the school, to share some form to you and tell you, please, can you help us fill this form? What do you think about this? Most time, if you are just walking up and down, you meet someone and they will be asking you a question. Okay, we're actually looking at this product and we just need you to answer a few questions. Either they are doing interview or there is a survey online and they really want you to answer those questions. Those aspects are different ways we could collect data. Now, how am I able to collect the data of everybody that is in this platform today? You see that I shared a Google link. That's a Google form link. And a whole lot of persons click that form to register. That's how I get to know the number of persons that register. That's how I get to know the states that most of them are from. That's how I get to know, excuse me, the level of understanding that a lot of persons that registered have. Majority of persons that are there are all in entry level. All right, they are all in entry level. So these are different methods we could collect data. Now, after collecting all this data, I have to clean this data. All right. I have to check if the spellings are correct. I have to check if someone added extra space where space are not needed. I have to also check if maybe in the column of name, if the person is not filling another thing there could be a whole lot of things that could result in people not filling the form very well. I have to check those data and just clean them. And clearing them is just as simple as, is this name correct? Is the state the good state? Someone might come up and say, I am from Ebonyi State. And that person can just write Ebonyi State. And that person can just write Ebonyi. Now, all these things are referring to one single information. But based on the fact that they wrote it in different forms, all right, I need to clean them. So if all of them are from Ebonyi State, I need to make sure that they are all in uniform by just putting Ebonyi State, Ebonyi State, Ebonyi State. So after that, I'm going to move into the first section and be like, let me analyze this data. All right. Analyze this data is me making decision from this data. How do I make decision from this data? I need to make sure that as I program this class, for entry levels, people that doesn't know their left and right in data analysis. I have to make sure that the information that I'm presenting match up in line with the audience that I've requested for. All right. I have to make sure that the information I'm presenting is not too big for those that will be joining the class. So all these things are me analyzing this data and is now giving me all this information. Now, after getting all those information, I will now interpret it. How do I interpret it? Either by doing a dashboard. Maybe at the end of the class, I will now be like, these are the people that are registered, these are the people that turn up for the class. If there is a positive feedback, we can actually share it. All those things are the results that I'm being able to, generate from the informations that I have analyzed.
Yes.
I hope we are still following. You can
Shut up your
actually
mouth.
react. Someone, Chidima, you need to mute
Come
yourself.
punish you when you dey mention.
Hello, Chidima. Who are you punishing? Please, you can actually react to show that you are following. Chidima, please do well to mute yourself, please, so that the punishment you are sending from your end, I just pray it doesn't affect us all. Okay, okay. Yeah. Now, the next thing we are going to look at is the math around data analysis. As I said in the beginning of this class, there's a whole lot of things that can actually hinder you from learning data analysis. For example, something that hindered me for a very long time, I think that I need to be a developer. I need to know how to code before I can actually learn data analysis. All right. This thing kept me trapped for the longest of time. And as a result of this, I was doing jobs that I didn't really find pleasure doing. I found myself in an environment where, it doesn't befit me. I didn't really like the environment that I am. Although I was working well there and I was making a whole lot of money there, but to me is I'm not fulfilling destiny. Like I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I am looking for an opportunity where I can handle a whole lot of data, that can actually enable me to suggest in solving a whole lot of problems. And this might kept me trapped. Now, one of the major three might that you need to know, and you need to know is a very big lie, is number one, they be like, you need to know mathematics. They'll tell you that you need to be a guru in mathematics before you will be able to do data analysis. That is a very big lie. That is a very big lie. A very big lie. Now, one thing data analysis does for you, excuse me, one thing it does for you is you are humans and we are all bound to make mistakes, all right? Now, with data analysis, it eliminates this fact. Let me give you an example. While I was teaching like 2 years ago, yeah, I was a teacher 2 years ago. When I joined that particular school that I was teaching them over there, when it is time to prepare results of those students, it is a norm. There will always be mistakes. All right. At the end, people will be vetting results. You see that teachers are making mistakes and they are not computer. Imagine when a teacher will sit down to be preparing a result of close to 500 students. They will definitely make mistake in one person own or the other. But now, since I joined from day one, my own has always been perfect. So one day they just pop up the question, how are you doing it? Excuse me. How are you doing it that at the end of everything, once you submitted yours and be like, this is the final result, that is it. There is no error there, and I'm even the one helping others to do it. I feel like it's very, very simple. All I did is I just went to Excel. All right. I just went to Excel, and in the Excel, I created a very simple format. I created a very simple format. and be like, let's say for example, these are records, and I be like, this is for class one, this is for class two, this is for class three, like this. Now, if the records are, for example, 12000, 139000, and 2396000. Now, if this happens to be the record and you are to do all these things manually using computer, there are chances that you could miss out in a particular details. Now, as you are seeing my screen, you see that as I just presented this information now, I make sure that I use this icon that is here, which is just 1,000 separator, to tell me now, by just looking at this thing now, I don't even need to present these things, excuse me, I don't need to present this thing in Word. By the 1,000 separator, I already know. By the 1,000 separator, I already know they are in millions. All right. And it's very, very easy for me to navigate it that way. Now, if I'm to calculate this thing, if you are using calculator to do this, you see that there's every possibility that you're going to miss out in a particular zero or the other. This they you will miss out on it. All right. If imagine you are doing this thing for close to 500 students, you see that you could get it right in, let's say, 200, and in the remaining 300 you could make mistakes. All right. Now, to calculate this thing, just very simple, you can just use your alternate and equal sign, and it picks it. It will not miss out anything for you, or it will not miss out anything for you. It will just pick the information out for you over there, and you can do the entire formatting and any other thing you want to do just to make sure that your record are correct. So you see, I don't need to be a mathematician to do data analysis at all. I don't need to know mathematics. I don't need to know all these things. All I just need to do is how to make use of these two in order to get what I want. All right, before I go forward, there are some hands that are up. I don't know, maybe you have some questions. Aroy Baby and fellow Gista, do you have question, please? Your hands are up. Okay, they are not asking questions. All right, let's go ahead.
No, sir.
Okay, I thought they are asking question. Let's go ahead. So now, if you see what I just did now, you notice that I don't need to be a mathematician to do all these things. All right, I don't need to know whether this is 1,000. All I just need to do is, how do I make use of this tool? How does this tool help me in what I want to do? Now, let's assume that this information is much. Let's assume that I decided to push it down and is much up to this number. All right, you can see what I've done. Let's assume it is much. I hope you can see now. With all these things, instead of me writing class one, class two, class three, class four, you could see what I've been able to do. Let me minimize it a little bit so that you could see what I've been able to achieve. All right, this thing went down to class 33. You see that I can just come to this end over here and just use my alternate and equal sign and get the summation of all these details, which is 350 million, 800, blah, blah, blah. Now, imagine that I'm using calculator to do all this. You see that I'm going to have a whole lot of troubles. All right. These are the benefits of data analysis. That math, you must be a mathematician, is a very big line. All right. It shouldn't stop you. Now, you need to know how to code. I was trapped here. I was trapped here, all right? I need to know how to code and all that. I need to be a computer guru, I need to know how to use JavaScript. I need to know how to all those C++, all those languages in computer. I need to know how to use all those codes. That's a very big lie. All right. The truth is, there's actually a section where you can actually code and use it for what you want to do in data analysis. But telling you that is a must is a very big lie. Is a very big lie. It is not a must. Now, whether it is complicated, not entirely true. Now, the reason why I said it's not entirely true is look at Excel dashboard, for example, now, as I'm sharing in my screen. If you look at the dashboard now, you see that it's so lousy. Please, someone needs to mute his. Is it Samuel? Please, can you mute yourself? Thank you. Now, if you look at this Excel now, you see that it's too lousy. Lousy that I mean is it's just like you walking into the marketplace. You see a whole lot of shops everywhere. This person is selling this person is selling this. Funny enough, you might actually go to a particular section in the market. You see that everybody in that place are selling clothes. Now, they are not just selling clothes, they are selling identical clothes with different prices. All right. You will not be like, because I am in the market to buy clothes, and since I'm now in the market and I'm seeing a whole lot of persons selling clothes that I'm not going to buy again. You will not say that. All right. You just have to look for a particular person, negotiate with the person, get what you want, and buy it from the person. Please, there's a somewhere you need to mute yourself. So you just need to meet a particular person, negotiate with the person, and buy from the person. This is exactly how data analysis Excel platform is. You'll be looking at from this home, file, insert, draw. You'll be like, I can't remember the last time I used anything inside this drawer. All right. I've not used this drawer. I can't remember using anything inside this drawer. Even page layout, there's a whole lot I can actually do here, but I can also do it from other place. That's exactly how someone needs to mute. This is somewhere.
Sorry,
Mute, please.
I'm coming. Let me move it, please.
Okay. All you just need to do is to master that particular tool that you need to know. Once you master that particular tool that you need to know, you now use it to achieve what you
Sit
want.
down close. Sit down close.
You now use it to achieve exactly what you want. Most of these tools can actually do the same thing. All right. Most of these tools can do the same thing. So whether it is confused or not, for example, now, if I'm looking at this information now and I want to get the informations that are duplicate, I can come and use these particular tools that are here and say, okay, identify those numbers that are duplicate for me, and I'll click it. Now, when I look down, there's no duplicate number. But if you see that if I pick this information and I also add it here, it colors it red for me, telling me that these are now duplicate information that I have. If I pick another one and I also paste it over there, it will not tell me that I'm now having a duplicate number. Instead of you manually going to check all these things, you can just find your way around the tool and achieve what you want. So, data analysis is not complicated. All you just need to do is to understand how it works and how you could navigate your way around it. Please, if you are still following me to this very point, you can just give me a thumbs up, all right? Can just give me a thumbs up or just say I'm still following the chat box so that I'll know you are still following. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
I'm still following.
Thank you. Thank you. Now let's look at where data is used in real life. A lot of persons are asking this question. I am in the village, and in this village that I am, I am selling pomo, I am selling okpa. How do I use data analysis? I am working in the banking sector. All right. My work is the work that I go is from 6 to 8. How do I make use of this data? All right. I am in one field or the other. Let's assume that you are a laundry. You are into laundry. Let's use that. All right. You collect people's clothes, you wash their clothes, you iron it for them, and you return it. Let me tell you the simple truth. Data analysis is what you actually need. Think about it. A whole lot of persons will open a shop, and in that shop that they open, you see that if they are not doing well in that shop, most of them will keep going to one pastor or the other. Pray for me, my village persons, people are following me. My great grandfather, he said that it's not going to be well with me. I am not saying that most of those courses do not work. Maybe you've done something wrong, all right? You've offended someone. That's your own. But when it comes to businesses and things like that, most times the witchcraft you are experiencing in the business you are doing is nothing else but the fact that you do not pay attention to details. For example, now, I was speaking with someone that is into laundry. I was speaking with someone that is into laundry, and the person just opened a shop in one estate. So in this estate, many people that goes to work in that estate, they leaves very early in the morning. That very early in the morning, let's say around 6 down to 7, 8, they've all gone to work. Now them coming back is very late. From 6, 7, 8, 9, they will be going back home. And now most of this time they are going, this guy has not opened. Most of the time that they are coming back, they're already tired. They just need to rush back home. And they don't really have time that they are washing their clothes. So what they normally do is most time they take their dirty clothes and give it to the laundry that is close to where they work, so that after work they can easily pick it up from there and they'll be going. And I spoke to this guy. Do you know that there's a way you can, you know, make everybody that is in this estate know that you are doing this business? He said how. I introduced data analysis to him. Now, what did he do? From data analysis, there is a section that we call lead generation. Now, lead generation is the reason why I can post certain thing on Facebook and you will not see it. I can post something on my wall, it will go directly to the people I want them to see it, while you will not see it. Now, how does this thing happen? I taught this guy how he could go online and search for people. For example, everybody are on Facebook. There's a way you could go online and search for people that are on Facebook in a particular location. All right. If you want to be doing business with only bankers in a particular location, you can go and source for their information in that location. If you want to do it for only people that are working in oil company or people that are just working class, people they don't have time to do all these things, there are ways you can just go online. There's a way you can just go online and get this information. Once you get this information, you can now send a personalized message to each and every one of them. Now, once you send that message to them, they will now get to know, oh, someone that can do all these things is existing. In fact, this person is even giving us a discount. They'll get to know you are existing. Now, in healthcare, why is data important to them in those that are in healthcare? You see that if you visit a chemist and be like, I am having headache, my stomach is paining me, I'm feeling dizzy, I've not been able to eat well, I am stooling, I am doing this or I am doing that. You see that as you are telling them all these things, they will record it. In fact, most times you'll be like, I want to get drugs. They are even the one that will be asking you, okay, which type of drugs do you want to buy? How are you feeling? You'll be like, I'm having headache. They'll not say, okay, is the headache in the whole of your head, or is it in your neck, or is it in your stomach? You start explaining all those things. All those things they are doing is that they are trying to get data from you. They are trying to get information from you. From that information that they are trying to get from you, they can now come to the conclusion of this is the particular drugs that you need. Is going to solve this particular problem that you are facing. As a marketer, how is this thing very important to you? It helps you to determine who are your customers. It helps you to reach out to the right people. You can actually sit down at home and send a message. Let's assume there's a program that I want to host. And in this program, I only need those that are 25 years old. I already need maybe people between 21 to 30 years old to attend this program. This is how I can program it online as a marketer, and only people in this age bracket can see down my information online. It is a whole possible. It's possible. Now in the finance sector, now this finance sector is very, very important. In fact, if you've not been paying attention to it, you need to pay attention to it now. A whole lot of person thinks that the description you are going to be putting in your bank now is going to save you from the crisis of tax. Is a whole lie. It's not going to work. What the tax representative are going to be doing is they are going to be watching your data that is going to enter your account at the whole of the year. They will watch it to determine the tax you will be paying. Now, you don't need to say, I am not working, I am not doing this, I will not. It's a whole lie because your NIN number now is your tax number. So, as a data analyst, what will you do? You need to know the account you are making payment from. This thing that they'll be like, oh, I want to send money to so person, but I don't want that person to know that I'm the one sending this money. Please let me send this money to you. So you help me and forward that money to that person. You just need to be careful now because that money that person is sending to you, at the end of the year, you pay tax for that money. Maybe you will not even get anything in the money, but at the end of the year you are going to pay tax. So as a business person, how do you keep the record of your activities? As someone that is even just you are not into business but money runs through your account, how do you keep this record so that at the end of the year you are not overtaxed and all that is very, very important. So in retail, e-commerce, business is very, very important that all these things are being done. Now, this is a very, very important section because data has become one of the important tools because data has become something that is very, very important in Nigeria. There is a law that is now in place in Nigeria to regulate how this data is being collected, how this data is being analyzed and used, who collects this data, where are these data kept. There's a whole law that is available now. In fact, all these things that you could go and apply for a job, and tomorrow someone in Abeokuta or someone in Zamfara State will see your CV over there, and that person that is seeing your CV over there will be like, oh, that CEO, your CV, I'm seeing your CV here, and this your CV that I'm seeing, they are even using it to sell suya and all that. That offense is punishable by the law now. In fact, for people that are taking records of customers' details, and you are careless with those information, you could go to jail because of it. Because everything we are doing in this life is all about data. Everything we are doing in this life is all about data. Since data has become something that is at the center of our life, there is an act now that is now put in place by the federal government in order to regulate it. So at this point, I want to bring in a data protection officer. Now, this data protection officer that I'm bringing up now is not just an officer. He's a CDPO. He is one of the first 500 personnel that are certified in Nigeria. That's he's let me just skip all this story. He's going to tell you a whole lot about it in just few minutes now. And everything he's going to say now, you need to pay attention to it because there's a whole lot people do not know about data that is happening in Nigeria now. And he's going to be guiding us on that aspect. All right. I don't know if you are online now. Oban Mike.
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. You can actually turn on your camera now.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Carlo Uban Mike. I'm a certified data analyst and a certified data protection officer. Can you see me?
Yes, we can see you.
Okay, so yeah, Mr. Solokul has already said some things about data protection. Please, do we all know what is Data Protection Act? Have we heard about it? Please, if you've heard about Data Protection Act in Nigeria, can you just raise your hands? Let me see people that have heard about this commission.
You can actually unmute and talk if you know anything about it.
We don't know. Someone wants to say something. Okay, fellow Mr. You've heard of Data Protection Act. Okay, so let me go forward. Now, this act came into existence on 12th June 2023. It was signed by Bola Ahmed Tinubu to help protect data. As you all know, every organization, every institution in Nigeria has to be under this act so that data can be regulated and dealt with legally. It's not even long ago. It's still happening now, though. You will find out that some of our phone numbers are misplaced. So this is a very bad thing for Nigerians to be witnessing. That was why Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had to bring this thing into play. So the commission is called NDPC, Nigerian Data Protection Commission, and this has come to stay. This has come to stay. Last year, a lot of movements were made, a lot of developments were brought to play. We had trainings and certification courses were brought out, of which I was one of the members that were trained and certified. So I want to tell you something. If you are not in data, if you are not a data analyst right now, you are going to be finding it a bit difficult to follow this trend. Now, apart from being a CDPO, Certified Data Protection Officer, we still have what we call DPOs. And like I said earlier, every organization in Nigeria, every school, every institution, as far as you're dealing with people's personal data, you are supposed to be registered under this very act. You are supposed to be registered under this very act. So now, can you imagine the amount of organization, institutions, schools we have in Nigeria? They are numerous. And I tell you, in each of these organizations, there should be and there must be a DPO. DPO meaning Data Protection Officer. Are you getting me now? There will be a DPO that must oversee to the compliance of that very organization. Now, imagine when all the organizations right now are bringing up job opportunities for DPOs. So it's a whole lot. As a matter of fact, NDPC is targeting about 500,000 job opportunities for DPOs now. They are targeting about 500,000 job opportunities. So now, how can you be a DPO? First of all, you should be acquainted with data analysis already. You should be under data analysis because whenever you go for the job interview, first thing is, can you deal with data? Can you report? Can you do this one? Can you do this one? So the basics of data analysis should be at your fingertips, and every other thing that follows. Now, this is I think it's an age for you. Secondly, there are other courses, like there are other certification courses the federal government is bringing out. We have IIM certifications. We still have Nigeria certifications too, which is very important. What I'm saying is data analysis helps you to see the broader light of these things. Now, It doesn't just finish there. The most important part of it is every year, every year, all the organizations, all the institutions are supposed to prepare an audit. And who prepares this audit for them? It is the DPO that is working in that organization. It is the DPO that works in the organization that prepares this audit. And it will be signed by a certified data protection officer before it can be accepted as a working document. Now, I'm saying every year, all the organizations, all institutions registered under this act must present this. I'm trying to tell you the kind of opportunity that we are going to be seeing in 2026 and in 2027. And this is